So my delivery guy, a border guy, asked me, "But Kakwenza, where I have taken the books, I see UPDF tracks and all that." So I got suspicious. So I went to the ATM. I think I was at the farm. So when I returned to the to Iganga town, I went to the ATM to check if I had the money on my account, but I had received a notification. So I checked, but I couldn't withdraw. There were 50 million in my account. And I had about 30 million on my account, so that is like not that. I think I had 20 something. Yeah. So then when I contacted the lady, when my bank was, that means I had to be blocked. It was frozen. So when I contacted the lady, and then she started giving me conditions. So, so what I did, I told her, fuck you. I abandoned. Up to now, I still have the money there.
Up to
So,
now?
yes. Then one time I was in Muhooozi, and then some lady called me saying that she would want that the president wants to see me. Then I told her, okay, it is true I was broke, I didn't have money. So I said, I'm in Rukunji, I'm far, I don't have fuel. Then she was like, I'm sending you a driver. I said, I have my own driver, I have my own car. So I just need fuel, I don't have fuel. So she sent me 5 million on mobile money. So what I did, I went to the town, I withdrew the money, put the tank in my car, and I drove to Rwanda. I switched off my phone, I removed it.
Okay.
Then I drove back, and I was still enjoying like a 5M. So I drove back to Rukunji, then I went to Kampala. When I arrived in Kampala like this, I switched on my phone again. And in 1 minute, she had already called asking me what happened. So that is when I ate the transport money and I didn't show up.
This we're at a point where the story is very interesting, but people are talking about your sound. Is it? I think sound on your end.
What is wrong with the sound? So
Uh,
if I don't know if you can hear me now.
we can hear you very well. Yeah. They
If I was
say okay.
a person who was interested in material possessions, definitely I wouldn't be in exile now. I've received a lot of offers and all that. But me, I believe that I am not attached to material possession. I'm attached to responsibility. As long as I have what to eat, my children are in school, they are well taken care of. What do I need? Why would I just go after, I even feel guilty that I ate this 5 million.
So, in situations where folks like Mpuuga have been exposed of having received, and what we know about Mpuuga is just a tip of an iceberg. But if folks like him have been exposed to the people, how do you think they're going to react in 2026? And look, I know you're not into sports betting, neither am I, but how much would you bet on Mpuuga quitting the National Unity Platform?
Let me tell you something. Mpuuga is a very smart man.
Mm.
I mean, I've never seen a lawyer who is not smart. Yeah. So
Yep.
he knows the law. Even if and I'm sure that his constituents, they really love him. I don't know if how much he has influenced him, but I know that he's going to get the NUP flag, or they will even end up in court. Huh? People are going to really betray the struggle. They will again, if they organize for, okay, I don't know if they are going to democratically choose the people who are going to contest for parliament. It's not like, last election, it was just hand picking. You are going to, you get the flag. But for us in FDC, we go through primaries, whereby the constituents choose the person who is going to go to the ballot. So even though Mpuuga will not get the flag if they subject him to primaries or whatever, I know he's going to come as independent and he will win because he has a lot of influence in his constituency. So that is the reason why I've told you people do not understand. They vote for.
This is why I want to ask you a question: is if we're talking about how we've been subjected to poverty and unemployment and thievery and corruption of all nature from Mr. Museveni, then how do our folks, people in Uganda, look at the thievery of Mpuuga and they say, "Oh, he's got an influence on me. I don't care about what he does. I'll again vote for him."
That's why I've told you that people are very ignorant. They are
Yeah,
docile. They are not civically woke. If they knew they are right.
yeah.
When we talk about human rights in Uganda, very many people think that it is freedom from torture or freedom from, they don't know economic freedom. They don't know discrimination. They don't know forms of corruption. They think that corruption is only stealing money. They don't know that even influence peddling, they don't know that getting money illegally, murukuju is also corruption. In America, if you ask how corruption is in America, definitely, you will be shocked at how they describe corruption. I know, yeah, lobbying is corruption in modern world. But for us, lobbying, we look at it as it is normal.
And Gabriel Bule is here watching you. He's one of your guys. He really loves you. You know Gabriel Bule. He recently moved in completely, officially made you call it the European wedding?
No, it isn't. He didn't do a white wedding.
What? Okay. White wedding.
Just a wedding. So it is a monogamous marriage, actually. So I was attempted to recruit him into our World Polygamous Men Association.
And he said no. But he said he made a comment here which I think holds some substance, because he says that most MPs, member of parliament in Uganda, do what Mpuuga did. So they're going to go on his defense because they are perpetrators of what Mpuuga did.
Exactly. If you see now in parliament, if you see Semuju speaking in tongues defending Anita, really, Semuju, we thought that we had Semuju in parliament, but
Disappointed.
I can conclude that the only member of parliament that we have maybe is Ake. And maybe like 10 others. But other opposition MPs, they are just thieves. They are, they are stealing here, right there.
Okay, now let me ask you a question about what people have been talking about you. They said that Kakwenza uses big words, abuses people. For you, you say that you describe them. Usually when we make some sort of a post, they'll be like, hey, you speak, how Kakwenza speaks to people. And I usually make a very, very interesting point with them and they all go mute. When I tell them, hey, can we make some sort of an experiment where you torture me? No, I torture you. And
Don't go there. Don't even go, because it's not a matter of blowing off the steam. May have been like this.
yeah.
Something I told you about my history of criticizing.
Yeah.
It is no longer criticizing. You cannot criticize someone for 40 years. Are you dumb? You can't. So you have to subject them to radical rudeness. Now you have to start using literature and you describe them. If someone is a thief, if someone has stolen money, honestly, is that person, can you say that, oh, this is a good person, this is an honorable person? Or you just tell them the truth that this one is a thief?
Gabriel Bula Gambe Kakwenza, come close to the microphone.
Let me give you another example. Anita among breached, right? And she had the half-baked knuckle.
Okay.
Talking about Anita Among, and you don't bring that element of breaching, half bleaching, and you do not tell her that she stole Mabati. Are you talking about a monk? What good is there to talk about a monk? First tell me, what good is there? If you see someone defending a monk, just know that they are beneficial of her hooliganism, impunity.
I love this guy. Unfortunately, Ruchira.
You know me, I mind about my health a lot. I jog, I eat well, I don't live a sedentary lifestyle. So, if I ever grow obese, please tell me that Kakwenza, you're obese. Because you're describing me clinically, not even not even literature-wise, but clinically, I am obese. So why should I get offended that you have told me that I'm obese? Okay, I'm not saying that this works in friendship or whatever, but public figures, politicians, someone cannot steal money, then they eat a lot, they run around, they do this, and then they become obese, and you don't tell them that they are obese from corruption. When they were struggling before becoming politicians, they were petty. They were not overweight, obese, and now after stealing money, they become obese. So you tell them that they are obese. Tell them they are thieves. So is that really abusing? If you tell Museveni that he's a dictator, he's a despot, is that abusing?
Someone came to defense here. Said that that's the fact she's half baked. It's like how I say that Ruchira is short, then I'll be a liar.
Let me tell you something. Recently, the UK Parliament passed a legislation saying that Rwanda is a safe country. You know, it is like seeing a raw mango, and you say, now we are going to pass a law, and we say this mango is no longer ripe. I mean, it is no longer raw. It is now yellow in color. So, I mean, the fact that Rwanda passed a legislation to say that, okay, to declare that Rwanda is safe, it doesn't make it safe. So, me, you know, saying that Anita Among is an honest person, I would just be lying myself. And I can't do that. So you just tell her the truth that she's a thief, she's a liar, she's a dishonest person, this thing.
You know, few people know that you are a journalist. Some people don't actually know. But we are joined by our other fellow journalist, and that is Gabriel Bule.
Yes, thank you guys. How have you been?
We're doing okay. I saw that you're going to Europe in September.
I'm trying to plan so that in September I visit Kakwenza.
Yeah.
I was told that
What are you doing?
it's just a few hours away to Germany. I'll be in France.
Just 1 hour on a flight
Eh?
to either Munich or Berlin.
Dovoze
Tebabiwulira.
tebabiwulira.
Abiwulira. Eddoboozi. Okay. I think he said that it is only 1 hour by flight from France to Germany, right?
So I had Rukila saying that as soon as Ake is a legitimate, a serious MP. Yes, it is true, only that is somehow ignorant about the legislation process. Well, we are being led by thieves. If we mention an MP by MP, you realize what those guys do.
I want to talk about that, about Zake's competence. You know, Zake is my friend. So I keep friendship. Sometimes I don't want to annoy my friends, but I have to tell them the truth. Now, if you go to that parliament, Bule, and you ask how many people have read, for example, Professor Lee Kuan Yew biography first world, the
Of
Singapore
course,
story.
you will find none.
None.
Most of
And
them masquerade with books around. They pick books, okay? Others read the data to confuse the electorate with the data. For instance, my friend Semuju, he will pick a few numbers to confuse people, well knowing that our people do not want to read and they hate numbers. Others hide behind history. It has been like that and like that, like that. Others hide behind the satire. Mwanga Chivumbi will come with a narrative, a very confused narrative. That's the case of my friend of Kampala Central. He will give you a Quranic story and
then
end
there
up with
is
something stupid.
then there
So
is
that's what I
Mukasa,
told the Kakwenza last time. That
then there is
yes,
Mukasambide,
the
he uses big
exhibition
English.
has uncovered a lot of things, but no MP will ever attempt to move a sensor motion. Yeah? No, it can't happen. When those guys entered the parliament, they got loans. I was in a team that brought Nyeko in the parliament. Okay, my friends told me that the man last spoke to us the day he went to pick up a loan, just few days to parliament. You understand? Yeah. So at the end of the day, everyone is trying to secure a visa through those whatever opportunities offered by the parliamentary committee, the parliamentary commission. Others are trying to use the speaker. She allegedly runs whatever Ponzi schemes around the parliament that gives them loans. Yeah? So at the end of the day, you can't cut the hand that feeds you. Yeah? Are you aware that most opposition, whatever legislators, are always at hard doorsteps to ask for jobs, to lobby for jobs for their children and wives and girlfriends? Most of them are lobbying for diplomatic notes to ferry their families to Canada. If you count MPs who have taken their families to Canada and Europe, the numbers are many. So at the end of the day, you do not expect anything from Parliament, nothing at all. And I'm so impressed with the sanctions. How I wish we can exhibit one by one and they all get sanctioned so that we can suffer together in this country. Because at the end of the day, if someone can be able to go and treat diarrhea in Germany, they won't think of Chirudu, medicine in Chirudu. Huh? Yeah. So I believe, Rukira, you should start a movement. We exhibit one by one.
One by one.
By
Either way, that would be amazing.
Yes. Let us penetrate the entire parliament. Okay. Yes, we put up a name and we call upon people to share their views, what they think. Yes. Recently, my own opinion knocked a person after a heated argument here in Kisugu, where I'm standing. So why would you do that? If someone does, can't we disagree respectfully? Can't we disagree without exhibiting anger? So just imagine that person in a government, in a real government. So the new agenda is that we should exhibit MPs and government officials one by one, starting with the masqueraders who pretend that they are serving the people. We have a bunch of stupid people in opposition pretending to serve us, yet they are not doing it.
Did you say they hide in things like satire?
Yes.
Big English, statistics and numbers.
Do you know why people think that Mwenda is clever? He hides in numbers.
Not only in
That's
numbers,
what he does.
even including speaking like he swallowed a generator.
You understand? So
Okay.
we need to go bare knuckles on these guys. At the end of the day, this is our country. We
I
have
think
nowhere to run to.
this is my understanding. I think we are ushering in a new age of fighting because back in the days, like in the 80s and 70s, they were, let's go to the bush, let's do this. But now I think we are starting to see how impactful social media, especially using it against these thieves, can do and what it has done with the exhibition. Hey, Kakwenza, alongside Agatha and the likes of Bule and Spire. Thank you so much, guys. I
Toko
mean,
Godwin
you
Toko.
started these conversations, and oh my, look at where we are now. Roll with Liz in the USSA is Kakwenza. Omano ya kutumide.
Liz,
Let me
Liz
tell you
was
one
my
thing.
very good friend when I was at the university.
Let
Oh,
me
yeah.
tell you one thing.
Where
Have
is
you
she?
realized that our parliament is an open brothel? Young women go there to look for jobs, and they end up being getting undressed. Stupid hopes from the electorate to the common person to people who look for jobs. Understand? Are you aware that 9 in every 10 whatever members of parliament are struggling, or they have already taken their families abroad? Can we trace these families? Can we trace these particular MPs? You understand? So, because if we hold them accountable and we make life hard for them to enjoy while suffocating us, I think they will start reasoning.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, because you can't chew and whistle. For heaven's sake, you can't chew and whistle.
I'm
A
trying
person
it.
who is going to waking up tomorrow to ask for a favor from a Mongo, we will not stand in parliament to say that, my right honorable speaker, you did the ABCD. Right honorable speaker, you are infringing on the rights of journalists, women, girls, Ugandans, whoever else is being whatever suffocated. They will never. They will never. They will never. Our leaders are accumulating wealth in whatever way they are doing it, just for their convenience. I can give you an example. Recently, Mwanga Chifumbi told us that he doesn't care about party tickets, what. The moment we started hyping our former journalists here, Elias Mukibi, Mwanga started bending and looking for Bobby Wine until when he found him at a barrio in Igomba, and he negotiated his way onto the microphone.
Yeah.
Why? A man has been in parliament forever.
But don't you think, to a certain extent, we need to start demanding some of these members of parliament to leave these positions? I mean, if you've been in parliament for 15, 20 years, what else are you looking for? Is Bull still here?
Is it for me?
Yeah.
Come again?
I'm saying that, don't you think that we've reached a point where we should start speaking to these members of parliament and be like, hey, guys, I think you've been in parliament enough. Why don't you now leave other people, to take over from you? I mean, if you've been in parliament for 20 years and you're criticizing Museveni for overstaying power, I think that's the height of projection.
I usually tell my children that the anus and the lips have the same skin type, but they both serve a different purpose. So this keep mixing things in front of us, and we assume everything is okay, which is not right. You understand? At the end of the day, they will keep telling you that, you see, it is Museveni. It is Museveni. Museveni has never stopped anyone from speaking at the floor of parliament. Museveni has never stopped any member of parliament from protesting. Museveni has never stopped any member of parliament from doing their job. Okay? If Museveni is stopping you, at least tell us, like Kakwenza told us, that they tried to bribe me with the transport and I ate the transport. Okay? At least try to do something. At least try to do something. I approached that man, Maokotanos, where my village is, Hildaman. I told him, we have a dilapidated stream. People are consuming that water. I've been telling him and our woman MP, woman member of parliament, Numbers, for years I've been telling them that look here, I know it's not your responsibility to construct a borehole for us, but we have systems, we have opportunities in government where you can raise this issue and people get clean water, all in vain. What they do is to take selfies and take videos of themselves whenever they get an opportunity. Last funeral rites, burials, graduation ceremonies, and weddings. It is not funny anymore. Okay, you can't tell me that you are a member of parliament. We spend 200 million shillings for your car. Later after, we spend nearly 10,000. Can't find time to save some money. Okay, if it is not there in government, to construct a borehole, one like this, just one like this. Okay, so it is high time the Kakwenzas, the Agathas, and the likes who wish well for this country start to exhibit MPs one by one, or constituency per constituency, or district by district, because we can do district by district, because after all we have. It's so sad that we have a stadium-sized parliament. If we start by one, we will spend 500 days. So if we start with a district or two districts, we can bring these guys to order.
But Bule, I want to correct you. The purpose of a member of parliament is not to construct boreholes.
Yes, I told that to my member of parliament that look here, it is not your responsibility to construct a borehole, but you can lobby. Opportunities are there. Why don't they lobby? Because it is not their responsibility, but platforms are there to provide, to lobby. Okay, speak about it in parliament. If I go back to Maokota North in Impigi, I can count something like 200 streams where people fetch that water. Okay, that's a public health concern. If my MP can't go on floor of parliament to raise that concern, yet there is money that is allocated through donors to construct whatever boreholes and wells. If they can't talk about it on the floor of parliament, let them construct them, because the only alternative is to address the matter, and we see if government can pick interest or not. But at the end of the day, nothing has been done. I've engaged my MPs for years, but the results have been we will see.
I want to respond to this guy who said that we are making noise in the diaspora. This man, I think he was not around when I started my activism in 2001. I don't know how old he was or whether he was born. I've been an activist in Uganda for 23 years, 22 years, until I was forced out to exile. These things that I'm saying, even in exile, I was seeing them in Uganda. But when I see someone saying that we are making noise in the diaspora, Murisa himself, he was a journalist, a top journalist at NBS. He has always been, exposing impunity. So saying that we cannot come back to make noise from home, that is sheer foolishness, honestly speaking.
It is not fun at all. It's unfortunate that the person who says that we are making noise on social media, they are just one hospital bill away from selling their parents' graveyard. I'm seeing here Romusha saying that we are TikTok noise makers. I succeeded when I bullied you over dressing some funny shirts. Recently I saw you putting on proper shirts. So I think I'm doing a proper job. I don't know where you pick your shots. You remember on Twitter, you responded by saying that my name in Kiswahili means nothing. But let me try to school you from here. I belong to a great Mamba clan. Okay, I don't belong to your tribe. So the meaning of my name in your tribe is different from what it means in my tribe. So manyawokoma oja kulira mpola.
Yeah, I'm looking comments.
Okay. Look, one of the reasons why I don't care about these people is I made for example, I don't care what people say. Before I left Uganda, I made a warning. That was shortly after the torturing of Bobby Wine when he was arrested, and we had countrywide demonstrations. I warned Alexis Isma, Jaja Ichuli. I'm like, this is wrong. And I told him that, he was going to face the wrath of these people. He was killed. I don't care about what people say. It is social media noise that has led to the sanctioning of Anita Mom by the British Parliament, or by the United Kingdom, and now Saudi Arabia. So I don't care about what people say. You can actually go on and say whatever you want to say. Bure, thank you so much for speaking to this gentleman, Nachusa Masati.
There is this one who is telling us that
Ebisati
we are
oba
in
bigula
South.
mu wino naye ennaku zino ayambala essaati ennungi.
What is that comment,
Was
Kakwenza?
this a Reutering every on TV with funny chats?
There's this one who is saying that I attack individuals and insult them. I think he wasn't here when we were talking about the use of literature to describe, to tell people the truth. Someone is a thief, someone is stealing money, tell them that they are thieves. If someone is dishonest, tell them that they are dishonest. But if I tell you that you are a thief, it doesn't mean that I'm insulting you. I'm speaking the truth. This person who is saying that I insult, unless you want me to start insulting you.
As I sign out, I would like to call upon Ugandans
Yep.
that the only responsibility you have right now is to think yourself, is to think for yourself. If you can't reason, at least try to force yourself. The system of trying to give an opinion on everything without thinking doesn't make you in any way better. We are suffering in the same country. I'm telling you. And the people, the Kakwenzas who are speaking for us, they are enjoying life. They are going to school. It is sad that they were forced out, but at least, yeah.
You man, there is nothing that I'm enjoying here. Let me tell you. Me, immediately after, okay.
But I'm glad in a few years you are going to be a professor.
Yeah, immediately after my PhD, I will return, whether they want it or not. I must return, and if you don't give me a Ugandan passport, I will use the same methods that I used to go out. Same methods to come in.
Good enough, the president has told us today that he is about to go to heaven. Maybe you'll find when he has embarked on his journey to heaven, he told us that he's an holy man. He's no longer staying for so long. So abantu mwe mwetegerere mulowooze bino bibakwatako. When someone, I told someone that when you cheer a thief stealing a battery that is powering a street light, okay, you are giving away to a thief who is going to hit you with the iron rod, okay. Don't complain about thieves, clobbering people on roadsides when recently you were cheering a thief digging up a battery that is powering a street light. So
there's something that I wanted to, like, you journalists, when you go out there to interview these big politicians, and when you talk about, for example, human rights, and if you talk about Western influence on Uganda, and they start telling you about sovereignty, you journalists, I don't know why you do not challenge these people and at least tell them that sovereignty is not absolute.
It is hard. It is difficult to challenge an ignorant person.
Yeah, at least
I
you
saw
can inform.
I saw a pastor wearing a EV Soloho jacket, trying to preach how the gay people are so bad. Okay, and I told him, man of God, EV Soloho was a gay. And you're putting on his jacket. So it is hard. We are in a society where people tell you that we do not money from Bazungu. Today, a stadium of idiots ganged against Museveni, trying to plead against Euphrates. The man has nowhere to pick money from. He has to balance the books. The man has no money. He has to collect money, whether you want it or not. Today, if you go to Kampala Road, you think it is Mumbai or some part of Eastern, whatever, Asia. Hmm? Shops are owned by Palestinians, Bahrainians, Indians, and the likes, because those are the ones who can afford to get tax holidays. Eh? Today, the money is going against your parents, your brothers in Kikubo. So now let's wait. Let's wait. And I like it that way. I like Ugandans to cry. I like Museveni to insult, to molest, to do whatever he wants to Ugandans. Until when we wake up and reason together. When I was single-handedly fighting government, trying to stop it from giving our money to musicians, trying to bribe musicians. Everyone told me, most people told me that I was against the music industry. Today I saw a man, a journalist was trying to interview traders in Kororo. And the man said, I can't pay my money, I can't pay taxes for a Mongo to buy Bisigo and Kenzo to travel first class. And I was like, okay, now we are, we are together now. We are together in it, okay? So, because, hey, let's suffer together so that we can cooperate together.
All right, Bule, before you go, I will let Kakwenza give wala wanagami mkakwenza mpa kujole just nengamba babiwulira. I'll let you if you have any things you want to comment about, but if you don't, you can give your parting shots. Then I'll go to Bule and I'll call it a day. Parting shots for Kakwenza. Speaking to you, yeah. What are your parting shots as we leave?
As I leave, I wanted to respond to this one who said, oh, this one said, I didn't know this is madness. And you guys, you're very lucky that you fled to exile using the airport and you are not scared. When I passed through Panya, I didn't have passport and I can't go back. So there's a comment that I wanted to respond to, but I'm not seeing it. We leave you and you begin your other topic. I cannot find the comment that I wanted to make my final remarks on. But in case you have another question before I go to read my books, you can ask.
I think we've exhausted every question here. So
yeah, next time I want you to invite me and we talk about we in the diaspora, what we should do and how we can use the international mechanisms to put these guys on pressure.
Thank you so much.
There are very many people in the diaspora. They are just there holding their phones. They cannot even write to this and say, you guys, look, here, there, such things. We need to use these available mechanisms and we make these guys aware.
Yeah. Bule, I'll have that conversation with you. And Bule, I'm going to look for you. Mbozi tugenda okwogera kejja kuba ku nsonga za kabaka n'abantu abefudde bannamawulire mu ngeri emu oba endala. So yeah. Thank you Kakwenza. Bule, olina ekyo osembyewo okwogera?
One thing that Ugandans should learn, we should learn how to read and write. The reading I'm talking about is not the literature we learn in classes. You know, we are taught to write ABC and what. We should know how we can complain, how we can comment through writing. Okay, we should read.
naye nga Kakwenza okuvaako tekuganye kuba yagambye ebintu okuvaako kuganye anoonya engeri kyavaako kubuze babiwulira zikamugyeko.
I want to, Soko is Joko. I want to get out and I can't see where I'm playing.
Kakwenza aloweza akapesa akamugyako naye nga akalaba tabiwulira. Genda maaso buwule.
Abantu bwe banayiga okuwandiika naddala mu luzungu mujja kuyiga okomplaininga bino ebintu byangu nnyo kitegeera. Bw'oyiga okusoma omanya, bw'oyiga okumanya n'okuwandiika ojja kuwandiika. Abantu babalimbira mu luzungu na kuwandiika bitakwatagana okitegeera. So muyige okuwandiika. Bwe muba bannayuganda ne mujjayo bannayuganda omutwalo mulamba ne mukola petition nga mugikoledde UN, eba ezitowa nnyo n'okusinga omuntu agenza okuba kampeyini n'oleekaana ekitegeera. Abantu babeera wano okuvumaavuma bantu n'obeeraawo. We are going for the petty. We should stop going for petty things. Oli awo otubuuza kabaka aliwa n'okaaba amaziga. What kind of idiot are you? N'okaaba amaziga. In your life, even your family members, teri yali ayimiridde inchi 2 kuliraana kabaka otubuuza kabaka. Let us reason tubeemu amagezi bannange tureasoninge. Olaba omwana wa kabaka ali Leicester, ali whatever, abaana be bali happy, mukyala we ali happy, baganda be bali happy, no one has complained. Kakwenza bwe baŋŋamba nti baakubuzizaawo ne nsanga Muzuuni ng'ali wano awuta kigere kye, nze nkunoonyeza ki gwani Muludikayi? Muganda wa Muzuuni musanga wano ng'awuta kigere ate nze nkunoonye ndi busiru. Tuleme okwesirira. Ekisifuula kabaka ow'enjawulo ku kisansonga. Ekifuula kabaka ow'enjawulo ku kisansonga. Wuliriza, ku kisansonga kutya kabaka tayogera lwana alabika, tayogera lwana abula, kabaka tayogera kyanaakola kikyazzaako. That is the king. That is the power of the king. Naye kakati tufuuse abantu abasiru. Kabaka bw'anaaba alwadde enziku tuve tugamba Obuganda nti kabaka alwadde enziku. Ssekabaka Kiggala yalwala, okitegeera, yalwala obulwadde bw'enziku. Naye abantu bwe bababuuza abajjanjabi nti Ssekabaka alwadde ki, bagamba n'emmere taagirya, mutaddeko abaana bakole ki bagalye, waava olumbe okuluyita baana bagalye, okitegeera. There is that sense of privacy gw'olina okussa ku muntu. Naye kakati tutandike okugamba abantu kabaka ali ku oxygen, kabaka ali ku kino, to create anxiety. That is not proper. N'ekyokulala bw'oba obuuza, let us be willing to learn and learn. Tubeere nga tuli beetegefu okuyiga n'okweggyamu ebyekisiru bye tuyize. Oyagala Oweekitiibwa Charles Peter Mayiga akunnyonnyole kabaka gy'ali ate ovuma muvume. Oli yatumye omwana wa mukiikirire, ng'otandise otubuulira nga omulangira kiweewa waffe, omulangira Crispin Junior nga bw'atali Muganda era nga bw'akoze eki, ne mubeera detailed nnyo ku bintu eby'ekisiru. Omwana baamuggya ekkatebe ne bamuteeka kalala.
Ensonga nnene nnyo. Naye
ndi mwetegefu ogiddamu.
Tugenda kubeera nga tuginoonya, tubeere okugikkaatiriza kubanga you a voice of reason. I mean, nkulabye ng'Obuganda bukusiima, bukuweebaza ebintu ebyenjawulo. Kati awo wenjegali eddoboozi.
N'okutegeeza muganda wange, nasamuningiddwa embuga ng'ennaku z'omwezi 3. Obwakabaka bwampise bagenda kumpa ekiwandiiko ekiva ewa Ssaabasajja Ssebo okunsiima okuwuliriza emulanga gwa Ssaabasajja. Nempasa Ssebo ngenda kutwala omugole essaawa nyange ennaku z'omwezi 3 ngenda kunyuma. Ebyo tebabiwulira.
Babiwulira. Bano okansisa. Okuba nkudi. So mwebale nnyo bano ebbule nja kwerekereza ate nja kunoonyako olulala. Bule yoyo. And before you leave here, guys, njagala obbasaba genda mu YouTube, mu profile yange ya TikTok, mulimu link ya YouTube, subscribinga. Ntera oteekawo video empanvu bw'oba ggwe nga ezimu toziraba wano ku TikTok, ziri ku YouTube. So nja kukusaba okubeera nga okikola. Kylie, thank you so much. Ekirabe ekyo kyompadde. Na mwenna abampadde birabo olaba edda bendaba beswa kubeera nga nsiima, besaasobodde kusiima. Chimon Musoke ne wano wooli. Chaiman Musoke nkulengedde nkutumiddeko. But we've had a wonderful conversation with Gabriel Bulenga kwotadde Kakwenza Ayuzayuziza. I will have someone told me here that Monica, you need to host these kind of conversations more. Yabwe chiri na ye mirimo lumu jintwala. Maze banga ngaste kabubaka ku YouTube, but I will resume one of these days. So what you're gonna do? Please do subscribe. I've always told you about how Ugandans claim to love someone and claim to support someone. Nze mpagira kamiliyoni. Nenga tagenda nga ko mu kivulu kye, tagulanga ko ticket, tagulanga ko merchandise we, nenga yalowooza muwagira. Please. Obuwagizi oboleka tubulabe mu bikolwa si bigambo. Nze mpagira Jose mpagira Maria Mundagire bw'ategeka emizannyo gye tugenda kumuwagira mu theater gy'agitegeka. Njagala nnyo omusajja oyo Gabriel Bule n'agamba ategese embaga ye namba n'agiteeka ey'okusindika ku bubaka tulina kw'omuwadde. Naye nga mwagala nnyo era mumuwagira. Ebintu by'abamanyi abiteekamu obusobozi bungi nnyo okubitegeera, okusoma, okunoonyereza, obudde, byonna tubibaliridde gw'oyagala kigambo. Ndi kino, please. You. I'm speaking to you. So please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. And why? You might be wondering, hey, Mordecai Rachagamba, what? One is because that's why I post longer videos. But two, YouTube is able to pay us, if we create such kind of content and put it there. So it's another of giving me coffee, buying me a cup of coffee. Isn't that amazing? Remember, I don't do adverts. I don't advertise for any person. Selgera nkona muntu nambu mulangire. So kati gwaba mpadde obulango. Okay, Lawrence Ujagambe kati nawe nsima ko mbaddewo wano from the beginning. Thank you so much, my brother Lawrence UG okubantu obaddewo okuva twatandise ne mwana eyatugenzeeko olwa network. Roll with Liz says done subscribing. That's amazing. Thank you so much. If you don't know, please go again to YouTube. Mordecai Murisa. You'll see a man in a blue suit. Na kuswaga nekati yagwao. Then subscribe. Bobato sobodecho. Tap it and subscribe, and I do really appreciate. Watch Civic. We've had a wonderful conversations. Everyone that has participated. I am so sorry. But I hope that we can invite more people. I do really appreciate. So what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna go on now. Kufumba kushakulia mbadde waneno kambalage ndidde mwena muli obeda muli wano nalidde watermelon abazungu America bagita watermelon abangiza bagita so that's all I've had. So I'm just gonna go get something to eat. Agamazite gakusa. Okay, Top Secret says thanks, Marisa. Pleasure is mine. Lisa Mukseka. Lawrence Ujagambi, you have given us the best today. Thank you so much. Top Secret Agambi watermelon. See watermelon. Toyo nona. Chibira watermelon. Muluganda bajita chi. Watermelon. Chino chibala ndoza chapa. Chigwire wafete tuchina kwa chiliyo muluganda. Today's live was awesome. Ugandan Princess Wagambie. I'm reading your last messages. I leave this place. Okay, Muzukulu wahaba Biakabule. Agambie, Dubai has sanctioned Anita. Absolutely. I've just posted that on my X or Twitter platform. Okay. Of course, I've read that comment. Toji Damino de Kumi. Dems Agambie following it up from Chitugum, Northern Uganda. Big up on you. Kasbioli Bulunjeyo. Watermelon in Uganda. Which tegera. Nabala mwenda. Baliwano. Chaiman Musoke. Let me say hello to Chaiman Musoke. We've been friends with Chaiman Musoke on Facebook for quite some time. We've never talked like having a conversation, but Sebo Chaiman.
Hello.
Ogambo T.
Sigambo, Gamba chi boss.
Dibulunji pande magamano. We've been friends on Facebook, you and I.
Yeah. I've been here on Zanzibar.
Yeah, Uzelete.
So I wanted to ask you one question before you go. When we were about to go into the 2021 elections, ngochali ku NBS.
Yep.
There was a time it looked like wali tokkiririza nnyo mu Kyagulanyi. I don't know if you remember that because of the comments and posts you used to make about him. I want to know, at what point in time did you start believing that he was actually worthy your support?
Okay. Now, I'm gonna walk you through some history. Now you have to understand, before I joined NBS, I was on record television. When I was on record television, I used to anchor Uganda news, and then on every Wednesday, then I would host an English show, the People's Agenda. Now, I'm going to tell you something very interesting. When I was on that TV station, the government accused me of hosting opposition people. Manga, the Nachaza, Patrick Oboy, Kamugisha Muntu, Bobby Wine, Senyoni, Mwanga Chibungu, to mention by a few. So when Nadia Obaga Manga, I go to opposition work. I'm like, I don't care. So, NBS. So when I look at NBS, as we were headed for an election, there was some sort of a campaign, which, in my understanding, was a genuine campaign of I stand with peace. Look, do I admit that I was sort of ignorant at that time to understand that, there was something behind this campaign. I stand with peace. I stand for peace. Then I started posting that, and in a way of trying to make sure that I encourage people to participate in an election, but focusing on how we don't end up into disorder and chaos and violence. I didn't know I was ignorant. And remember, when you are in mainstream media, there's this idea of trying to be objective and trying to not to show where you stand. That's where I was.
You wanted to be neutral.
Yeah, I wanted to be sort of neutral, but I realized I was making a mistake. Now, you remember, even when I was in Uganda, I was on NBS when I criticized Olexas Isma shortly after they had arrested Bobby Wine and Senyoni. I was still in Uganda. I was on NBS TV. And then when they tortured journalists, I was in Uganda. I was on NBS TV. I criticized the government. So I got some sort of a paradigm shift in the way I saw or I see things, that I started sort of, maybe I should come out more clearly. And that's when I recognized that has some sort of a following in Uganda. So I started, katikanjo gerenga bwechiri. And then when I decided to quit NBS, then I'm like, now, Katisa was in a state agana kubeera nti, I'm trying to be neutral because I'm sagala kunyiza media house eno. Now I say what I want, when I want, and how I want.
Because what I was thinking when I saw you come out and you were opposition, obviously, it came to my mind and was like, maybe these media houses they gag our good people. There's a way they I don't know how I can put it, but or there's some sort of code of conduct jemuino kweyisamu nga muli those media houses ezibaletera. I know because I'm a journalist myself. I did journalism. Oyina okubeera neutral mu biseera bino kyoyina kulaga party nga journalist kwawulayawula mu bantu ekitegeera
100%. And then you have to understand is one thing you have to pay attention to. There's been a lot of things going on in Uganda, abduction, torturing, and killing of people. I want to give you one journalist in Uganda who has used their platform to call out the government. One.
I haven't seen anyone right now.
Now, that should tell you that, they might not even come out to tell you that, hey, you shouldn't do ABC. But by reading the environment around you, what they've done to people in the past, then you guard yourself even before they say a word.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to be invited on that Kabaka topic. I want to give my 2 cents about the whole Kabaka. I don't know when you're going to host that
I'm not
live.
sure yet, but what I'll do, I'll come up with some sort of graphics, post it on my TikTok that will show when I'm going to have this conversation. Because if I just randomly come and host this live, then many people might end up missing out. So I'll make sure I make graphics that I'll post on my TikTok. So please, if you follow me, checking ku page yangu graphics.
All right.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Thanks for having me.
And look, special appreciation. I'm so glad that, even when you thought that I was opposed to the people that were bringing change in Uganda, you, again, stuck around. You've been my friend on Facebook for a while.
No, I've been your friend since you were at that station. I don't know if was it Top TV? No, not Top TV.
Record.
Yeah, it was Record. Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Okay, good night.
Yeah. All right. Sambuze chibuzo muze mubannange. Lwaki sipasibula nange ndi ndabe wano roll with Lisa Gambi. Kale go eat. Kangende. I wish you a wonderful time. Mbagaliza okubeera obulungi mwena mweraba. I humbly ask you to post it on all social media platforms. Thanks. I will do that. Mbageno munateko ka comment. That's a great idea of putting up notification before coming here. You two okay, Senior BK. I will do that. I'll do that. I may even have more conversations with Kakwenza and other people. I have an upcoming interview with King Saha about the song he released. So I was in conversation with contact with King Saha. So I might have that conversation with King Saha here as well. What I'm following on Nabi Manyotia. Babi Ulira. Telabi Ulira. Saroko Fisho, Ugenzo.